Hey everyone, it is March 21st, 2025. It's currently 46 degrees here in New York, about 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we're on the corner of Vanderbilt Avenue and East 42nd Street, looking right at Grand Central Station. Now, on today's walking tour, we're going to be going all the way down Park Avenue, checking out Pershing Square, walking all the way downtown past the Empire State Building, and ending the tour near Madison Square Park. Now, what you're looking at right now is the main entrance to the new One Vanderbilt, which is one of the city's newest Class A office towers. This thing is pretty incredible. Now, there's a few things that you should know about this building. I would say number one, as a tourist, it has one of the newest observation decks, which is called Summit at One Vanderbilt. But it is also home to TD Securities, which is a Canadian, obviously, company. And it is also home to the American Express Centurion Lounge. So if you're visiting New York City, or maybe if you live here, and if you have an American Express card, one of the things you could do is call the number on the back of the card and request that they make you a reservation for the Centurion Lounge. I believe there's two main parts of the Centurion Lounge. Number one, it's a bar and lounge, but number two, it's a restaurant. And if you want to get the prefix menu for dinner, I think it's about $300 a plate. So it is a little bit expensive, but I do think it's worth it. And obviously you have direct entrance to Grand Central Station. Now, this big building in front of us that you see centered in the screen is the brand new 270 Park Avenue, which will be home to JP Morgan Chase, which is Jamie Dimon's company, the Wall Street mega bank. And this comes as a major push for a return to office. We'll give one more quick look back to Grand Central Station. Another quick recommendation I would have is right here. This is the Campbell Bar, or the Campbell Apartment. If you're visiting New York, or maybe you live upstate New York or on Long Island, you're waiting for the train, might suggest taking a little bit of time out of your day to getting a drink at the Campbell Bar or the Campbell Apartments. All right, we'll make one lap around Grand Central Station because I want to show everybody the Yale Club, which unfortunately has scaffolding all over it. I love getting off the Long Island Railroad or the Metro North right at Grand Central, because once you get out of Grand Central Station, there's just so many new buildings to look at. It's pretty incredible. They're super tall. It also feels more modern. I would say Park Avenue surrounding Grand Central Station is kind of having the feel like Hudson Yards more and more every day. Okay, now looking to your left, here's the Yale Club. It's on the corner of East 44th Street and Vanderbilt Avenue. Once again, unfortunately, covered in scaffolding as they do some facade restoration. Another thing a lot of non-New Yorkers don't really know about the city is really in relation to the financial district, or the financial markets in general. Now, it is true that the financial district is located in Lower Manhattan, where you have the New York Stock Exchange on Broad Street. However, a lot of the financial activity in New York City doesn't really happen down there. It happens up here, right all along Park Avenue and in Midtown Manhattan. So, for example, ever since the invention of the internet, which has been so great, you don't need to trade in physical pieces of paper, and a lot of the broker dealers don't need to be all bunched up together down on the physical street of Wall Street and Broad Street. So a lot of those companies, the big investment banks, the hedge funds, the family offices, private equity firms, venture firms, or whatever you want to call them, they've actually migrated to Midtown Manhattan, most of them. As you can see here, JP Morgan Chase just built this mega structure, but you also have many of the other big banks in Midtown. For example, on 42nd Street and Avenue of the Americas, you have Bank of America Tower. Also, further up here, you have Cantor Fitzgerald. The former CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald is now a part of the Trump administration, Howard Lutnick. He is our Commerce Secretary. And Cantor Fitzgerald used to be on one of the top floors of the World Trade Center. And they unfortunately lost, I think, over 600 employees on 9/11. They are now on Park Avenue here. Okay, we'll go ahead and make this right. But then I want to make an additional left, just because I want to see the progress of 270 Park. You also have a big hedge fund as well as market maker, Citadel Securities, which has their temporary headquarters at 425 Park Avenue, as well as 350 Park. And they're supposed to be building a new super tall structure, which is going to rival 270 Park at 350 Park, but that is still pending approvals, I believe. If you want to take a look at that for yourself, the renderings are online. Just type in 350 Park Avenue, Citadel. All right, here we are, 270 Park Avenue, the brand new headquarters of JP Morgan Chase. Look at that building. Truly incredible, isn't it? And they're also expanding Park Avenue too. You can kind of see a little bit of a diamond logo on the side of the building. Maybe there's a little bit of a subliminal message there, being that the CEO of JP Morgan Chase is Jamie Dimon. A little bit further up, we actually have some pretty exciting residential real estate news with the Waldorf Astoria. that has been completely transformed. I believe closings have actually commenced on many of those units. All right, this is the Hemsley building as we cross the street. And as we look back towards the city, you can see the very famous 432 Park Avenue building, which was developed by Harry Macklowe. And then another great shot of 270 Park. Off to the sides, you have some of the entrances to Grand Central Station. You can see the New Haven line, the Harlem line, and the Hudson line. And this is all for the Metro North. Looking up, you have a good shot of the MetLife building. And then the brand new Capitol Grill. I'll show you the inside of the new 200 Park Avenue. This has been all renovated. Really done a great job in here, by the way. Double height ceilings, all new HVAC, very well lit. And I like the marble tiling, and I should say paneling on the walls. And then we have direct access into Grand Central Terminal itself. Okay, we're now going to go through the revolving doors, which will bring us right into the station. And I believe they're actually redoing a little bit of the Apple Store on the top floor. This is arguably one of the most beautiful train stations in the world, right here. Really like the chandeliers the most. Great place to get brunch or breakfast, maybe even a cocktail after work. Okay, and this is going to take us out right at Pershing Square. Which also happens to be the name of Bill Ackman's hedge fund. So looking to your right, that's where we started the tour, at 1 Vanderbilt. If you look further into the distance, that's Salesforce Tower at Bryant Park. But we are now going to cross the street and head downtown towards Madison Square Park.
I remember just choosing, like, I didn't know anything, so I choose, like,
From here you also have great views of the Chrysler Building. I believe that old Hyatt Hotel is going to come down and they're going to build something else in its place. I just don't know what it is yet or when the expected demolition date is. This is now East 41st Street. This is also considered Library Way. I really like walking down Park Avenue, as well as Park Avenue South. It's a little bit quieter, more of a community feel. a little less hectic than many other parts of Midtown. Midtown East is very nice. As you can see, a lot of residential condos and co-ops. To the left is Park Avenue Tavern. It could be found in between East 39th and East 40th Street. They finally planted the flowers. It is the second day of spring. This is the Church of Our Savior. And now we're close enough to 34th Street where you can see the spire of the Empire State Building. Okay, East 36th Street. Down here you can see a lot of the beautiful townhomes. With the backdrop of Midtown Manhattan, the spire of 1 Vanderbilt and the spire of 270 Park. All right, now we are on East 34th Street. If we were to make a right, that will bring us to Herald Square, as well as Penn Station, also Madison Square Garden. But we're going to continue down Park Avenue to Park Avenue South. The winds are crazy today. Right here you get the 6 train, which will take you all the way through the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
And that's 550 or 10?
This is also close to Manhattan's Koreatown, which is on 32nd Street, Korea Way. And I believe you have the New York City Korean Cultural Center just off to the left here on East 32nd and Park. take a quick detour. So you can see the brand new Korean Cultural Center that just opened. It's in between Lexington and Park Avenues. And here it is. Get back on Park Avenue and continue on down. This is another great shot of 1 Vanderbilt and 270 Park with the MetLife building in the background. This is now East 31st Street, as we're now headed southbound. This is now Park Avenue South. If you continue past Madison Square Park, a little bit further down, I would say south of 23rd Street, you'll run right into the very famous Gramercy Park. Since we have the light, we'll cross. This is the 28th Street 6 train station, headed downtown. The 6 train runs local to Brooklyn Bridge City Hall.
And most evenings.
It does get windy down here, though. It's a very windy day in the city as is. This is the New York Life Insurance Company. And then you're going to have the old Credit Suisse, which is now no longer in operation. But the New York Life building is beautiful. Really awesome masonry work on the facade. And if you were to make a right on East 26th, that'll bring you right to Madison Square Park. I should say the very, very top of it, the northernmost end. All right, East 25th Street, here's the UBS, which was the old Credit Suisse. This is also a really beautiful building. Really stunning here. You also have a branch office for Fidelity. But if you're an architectural junkie and you're visiting New York, you got to check out the old Credit Suisse building in between East 24th and East 25th Street on Park Avenue South, right at Madison Square Park. If you continue to go down at 23rd Street and you were to make a left and go over to Lexington Avenue, that'll bring you to the main campus of Baruch College, which is in the CUNY system. which stands for City University of New York. Baruch College is named after Bernard Baruch, who was a legend on Wall Street. And many alumni of Baruch College go on to work in finance and other roles in investment banking. It's also a very affordable and cheap school too. When I was going to the CUNY system, I believe it was $2,500 a semester for in-state students. So if you were from the state of New York, you would get in-state tuition, which was maybe $2,500. The semester was very, very cheap. A lot of people confuse CUNY with SUNY. There's two separate, really government subsidized education institutions in New York. There's a state university, which is SUNY, State University of New York, and then there's City University of New York, CUNY. You have the Fashion Institute of Technology near Penn Station, which is in the SUNY system. Okay, we made a right and we're headed towards Madison Avenue. And you're gonna officially see Madison Square Park on the second day of spring, even though it's still quite cold and windy. This is one of my favorite parks in the city, aside from Riverside and Central Park. Really great views of Midtown Manhattan. We actually just sold out an entire building, Gramercy North, 139 East 23rd Street, with an average sale price of $2.5 million. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom units, flow-through apartments. To the left is the very famous Flatiron Building, which has now been sold at auction, and they're converting into condos. So pretty soon you'll have the ability to purchase a unit at the Flatiron Building. This is now 23rd Street, 5th Avenue. You can get the R and W trains uptown to Queens. And we'll now enter the park. If you guys enjoyed that walking tour, feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe for more New York City walking tours, and if you're thinking about moving here, feel free to reach out to me at the email address below. We'd be more than happy to help you out finding a place right here in New York. Thanks everyone.